Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of Candid Conversations. It's crazy to believe that we've had 8 of these so far. So if this is your first time watching, this is a weekly opportunity for the team from City Block to interview and connect with our clients and share their stories with our social followers. This is your first time tuning in. My name is Lindsay, and I'm the founder of City Block.
My name's Amanda, and I'm the Director of Content Strategy.
I'm Lexi, and I'm the Digital Marketing and Media Associate.
Thanks, ladies. Today, we are honored to be joined by Lynn Hamilton. She's the founder of Olympic T-shirts and one of our very passionate clients. So thank you, Lynn, for being here today.
Well, I'm looking forward to this. I love everything you all do. So thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, you're so sweet. So Lynn, can you tell us a little bit about Olympic T-shirts?
Okay, I'd like to talk about Olympic T-shirts, which was founded last year, right before the pandemic. Not exactly the perfect time to start something new, but hey, you can only go up from there. And we have a message that we like to tie into the Olympics, which is we feel that if kindness were an Olympic sport, that everyone could win the gold. And that's our hope for the world. And to bring it down to local level, we like to support local organizations with our sales. So a portion of every sale every shirt that someone buys, a portion goes to a specific organization in the city of St. Louis or St. Louis County.
Great. Thank you for sharing.
That's amazing. I love the community forward aspect of Olympic Tees. So would you mind telling us a little bit about how you got here and maybe your previous careers, or what motivates the kindness aspect of Olympic Tees?
Oh, Amanda, how long do you have? His career,
got all day.
You need to bring a blanket and a pillow because it will take quite some time. I've known around St. Louis as a serialpreneur in that I've had numerous careers, going back to when I was a teenager, and I tend to build one upon the other and utilize each one as I go forward with the next chapter in my life. So I've done a lot of different things. Most recently, prior to getting involved with Olympic T-shirts, I've had a not-for-profit called Maturity and Its Muse. And our mission statement is to promote positive and productive aging through the arts. Prior to that, I was the chocolate lady for 2 decades and had retail chocolate stores, Poshcorn, which is chocolate snack food that I sold nationally, and going on back down from there. So sometimes I tie the careers together, such as Maturity and Its Muse, which was an aspect that I knitted together from my art career. I had an art gallery, and I knew all the artists in St. Louis who were getting to be the same age as I was, and the time for a dozen years when I managed apartments and for the elderly in the city of St. Louis. So I kind of bring it all together through time. Now you wanted to know specifically about the do-good aspect of Olympic T-shirts. Well, I'm just amazed at how many wonderful organizations there are in the city of St. Louis. Little niches, things that I didn't know about. And I'll just use one for example, Girls in the Know. Until Lindsay shared that organization with me, I knew nothing about it. I value their mission and what they're contributing to the community, and therefore it's a pleasure for me to come up with a shirt that the sales can benefit them.
That's really amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So, Lynn, you have done so much, as you previously stated, throughout your career, and it's just been such a roller coaster, like you said, of so many different events that they tie in together. So what made you want to start making T-shirts apart from the community aspect? Where did you get the bright idea to start designing T-shirts that represent St. Louis?
I wish I knew. And I'm glad you call it a bright idea. Sometimes during the day, I think it wasn't the brightest I had, but it's a commodity. And if you look around, everybody in the world wears a t-shirt. Some are designer t-shirts. Some are were designer t-shirts at one time that they got at Goodwill, or maybe in between they've had them for 20 years. But when you go to the airport, wherever you are, there's a t-shirt. And I felt that I wanted to throw my hat in the ring and do it too. I look at this as a very serious occupation. It's not a hobby. It's something that I enjoy. I like all aspects of it, and I'm proud of what we produce and our goals in helping to find a very small way, certainly, to benefit the city of St. Louis and its people.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. So Lynn, you, as you stated, are a serial entrepreneur, and you've worn many hats, including being a full-time mother and full-time entrepreneur. So what gives you the motivation and aspiration to do this again and again, and in such impactful ways?
Oh, the motivation is, I'll start with that, to try something new, to take an idea and see if I can bring it to fruition, if I can put my own spin on it, to have learned something from it. I meet new people, I get new skills, and it's a career for me. But it becomes a new career every time I start something different. Well, the most valuable lesson that I've learned along the way is that I've never learned enough. That no matter what it is, I'm going to make mistakes. When I started the t-shirt company, Olympic T-shirts, I said, okay, you're not going to do some of the things that you did with the chocolate lady that took you 3 or 4 years to find your way. You're gonna do some different things. You're gonna build on that experience and find different ways, different methods. But at the same time, I said, you're in uncharted waters for you, which you always are, and you're gonna make other mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I'm the first to say, both hands I have. Mm-hmm. But it's nothing that isn't a learning experience or a way to refocus and kind of pivot, like which is a word that's so trendy right now and everybody's doing it. But it's just something that I think you have to be attuned to the market, and maybe the market isn't what you thought it was. It's an interesting project.
Thank you for sharing.
So Lynn, it seems like as you've evolved, your business endeavors have evolved with you. And it seems like they kind of reflect your life that you're living in the moment. Yeah. And I think that's really, really cool. And I've always thought about that, but I've never seen it put into action because I haven't had the maybe wisdom of somebody who's traveled through it for so long, like with all the experience you have had. So how do you navigate the discomfort of constantly putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and powering through it? I guess that was a wordy way to get there, but that's what I'm asking. I'm sorry.
Well, if you knew me, or you knew how I feel about me, I would tell you I'm the shyest person on this earth. That is very difficult for me to walk into a group and talk to people. I stutter, and I'm nervous, and I feel really insecure about it all. But I find that, and this is really what's helped me power through a lot of this, is that when I'm going into a group, for example, when I first opened my art gallery and I would go to a meeting, an event, and I didn't know anybody, I wasn't going for me. I was going on behalf of the artists that I represented. So that gave me the incentive to leave my insecurities at the door, because these artists were putting their faith in me. And it's sort of the same thing in a lot of aspects. You just have to, people say I'm intrepid, and I'm not so sure that that's the exact word. I think I might sometimes be, not so smart about what I do, but I always have told my children, you do what you can at the moment, and what the cards are that are given to you. And if it changes later on, so be it. But you can only work with what you have.
Thank you.
I try and use that as my reason to be, is to take what I have and spend time thinking it through. A lot of times I'm blindsided. I'm the first to admit it. It's like a horror story. I'm sorry, but I've felt all along that if I were to give a class in entrepreneurship, it would be mostly made up of what my failures were, because that would be a good way to highlight to people what goes on,
Mm-hmm.
how to try and overcome it.
Definitely. That's a very real and great answer. Thank you.
Well, thank you, because I never really thought about it, but I do feel that what I'm doing at a given time in my life mirrors what my projects are, mirror my life at a time. It's my life and my projects are the same.
I love that.
Think about that before. Thank you.
So, Lynn, you have, I think, made quite the name for yourself with your teas, and your lipstick and your pearls have made quite a good impression on a lot of us. Can you talk a little bit more about your t-shirts in detail of how they're made? Because I know a lot of them, you have a slogan in your website that says domestically made with love, which I think is really interesting and really neat. And it's also the softest shirts that I've ever owned. So can you go into detail about what inspired all your t-shirts to kind of fall along those lines?
Well, thank you, Lexi. I like what you had to say. And I too feel that the shirts are soft, and most people that get them, if they want to speak up to me, they say, oh, I've never had anything so soft. It's just like a hug. And so I guess a hug is like love, which is good. I wanted to have a shirt that reflected quality. I wanted something that didn't look like it had, I was trying in my mind to go with something that could be what I would call a designer t-shirt, but at an everyday price. And I wanted it to be an affordable luxury. And in doing that, I searched out a number of different t-shirt companies, tried them out, the people that manufacture t-shirts, and came up with several companies that manufacture in the U.S. And do not use sweatshops, do not do any of the things that we often think about, especially with imported merchandise. And then I was helped in that by a local silk screener, who I interviewed a number of silk screeners before I settled on a local small company to work with. And I've developed a very close rapport with the company. So the shirts are not made in St. Louis. The shirts are made other places in the US, but all of the work in the screening process is done locally here in South County. So it's a very, I can fall out of bed and go over to their place and pick up my shirts. That's how convenient it is. And they're small. I like them because they take care in everything. And if I send over an artwork and they see that there might be a problem with the production, they don't want me to have a bad deal. So they're the first people to call up and say, I think you ought to look at another way of doing this, because we don't think you're going to be satisfied with the results. So to me, that's very, very important. The fit is important to me. But for me, fit means trim. From a lot of people, fit is not trim. So our shirts can be worn any way someone wants. If they want something that's large on them, the shirt will be that way. We have the measurements of each part of the shirt for each size are on our website, so you can compare and choose what you might want. You know, I exercise, and I always say I don't exercise to wear a big shirt, but that's just me, you know, in life and where I'm coming from, as opposed to what might be the style for a lot of younger people today.
Awesome. Well, I think it's great. It's been doing great. So I appreciate all the thought you put into, and like supporting local has been really great, I'm sure, during all this crazy times.
Well, it is so important because to me, I know that when the pandemic started, so much of the fundraising was going to the pandemic, and it was that was siphoning it off. Not that the pandemic, you know, needed it. Everybody needs it badly, but some of the other organizations weren't seeing what their goals were because there's only so much money to go around. So anytime I or someone else can help fill that coffer a little bit, I think it's great.
Definitely.
Well, I have to say, every time I wear one of the Olympic t-shirts, I feel like I'm wearing a hug from Lynn.
Oh, well, that's wonderful because I give you a hug, Lindsay. You're so special.
So we want everyone out there to also be wearing Lynn's hugs. So if someone wanted to find out more about Olympic t-shirts, where could they do that?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. www.olympictshirts.com, and T is only the letter T. It's not spelled out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Lynn, before we go, you have told us a lot about your story and your history. Is there anything that is exciting or you're looking forward to? What's next for Olympic t-shirts?
We're going to get more well known. We're going to see a great deal, I predict, my crystal ball right here, that we're going to see a great deal of growth in 2021, and a lot of it is going to be focused on and made into reality by my relationship with City Black.
Oh.
So I'm counting on our partnership to continue to move forward, and I think I respect your ideas. I love what you do, and I think together we can get where we want to go. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor. I know we talk about it all the time. It's just such a pleasure to work with you, Lynn.
Thank you. As you just heard, I feel the same way. So great marriage.
It is. Any other questions, Lexi or Amanda?
I don't think so. I really appreciate everything you shared today. Gave me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Well, thank you everyone for watching this episode. If you noticed, this one is not live. We were having some technical difficulties. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with an interview between our friends from Big Blue Spark. So they're an event production boutique firm here in St. Louis. So as always, thank you for watching Candid Conversations and getting to know our clients just a little bit better. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.